Hello everyone, hope all of you doing good. So today we're gonna see white box testing. We're gonna see what is it, why to use, types of white box testing, advantages and disadvantages. So let's start. What is white box testing? White box testing is a technique that uses a program's internal or source code to design different test cases to check the quality of the program. In this technique, the internal structure and implementation of how an application works are known to the tester. You may understand this by a simple example. Let's assume that there is a car which is not working and therefore you take it to a mechanic to get it fixed. Now, the mechanic will examine why the car is not working. Similarly, a tester studies the code of an application and determines all the inputs and verifies the outputs against desired outcomes. White box testing is also known by many other names such as glass box testing, clear box testing, and open box testing. Most of the time, white box testing is performed by developers who knows coding very well. If you don't know coding, then it's totally fine by now. But as a tester, it's really mandatory to know about every kind of testing methods in software as a software tester. What do you verify in white box testing? Following are the steps that are taken into consideration while performing white box testing. Verification of security holes in the source code. Testing of any broken or incomplete path. To verify the flow of structure as mentioned in the software requirement document. To check the conditionality of all loops and overall functionality of the software. To check if all the expected outcomes are met. Line by line verification of the code. The above mentioned step can be executed at each level of testing unit, integration, and system testing. The main aim of white box testing is to verify the proper flow and functionality of the application. The test cases are executed and the output is compared to the desired outcome. If any of the output does not match with the expected outcome, it means that a bug is encountered. How do you perform the white box testing? The process of performing white box testing is divided into following steps. 1. Understanding the code. The first and most critical step is to analyze the source code of the application being tested. A tester should be familiar with internal structure of the code as this will help in testing the application. A better understanding of software source code will also help in identifying and writing the critical test cases that trigger security vulnerabilities and help in achieving 100% test coverage. Because application security is a primary goal, testers should be aware of the product security risks. 2. Creating and executing test cases. The second step includes the real development of test cases based on the statement, decision, condition, or branch coverage, as well as actual execution of the test cases to ensure that software has been tested completely. The test cases will be written by the tester by dividing the application into categories as statement, decision, condition, or branch. Statement coverage will include all those statements that are executed at least once during the execution of the program. Similarly, branch coverage will include the outcome for every code module. A decision coverage will include report for each boolean expression present in the source code. An expression is said to be boolean if it evaluates to either true or false. And conditional coverage is used to test the variables used in different types of conditional statement like if, else, switch, etc. Types of white box testing. White box testing covers different types of tests. The various types of testing are given below. 1. Path testing. Path testing is a white box testing approach based on program's control structure. A control flow graph is created using the structure, and the different pathways in the graph are tested as part of the process. Because this testing is dependent on the program control structure, it involves a thorough understanding of the program structure. 2. Loop testing. Loops are one of the fundamental concepts that are implemented in a large number of algorithms. Loop testing is concerned with the determining the loop validity of the algorithms. The goal of this testing is to uncover any vulnerabilities that may exist in any particular loop. One example of vulnerability that can be found in loop testing is wrong indexes in loops. When the indexes in an iterative loop are not correctly programmed, it could be result in more bytes being copied than needed. 3. Conditional testing. In this type of testing, the logical conditions for every value are checked, whether it is true or false. This means that both the if and else conditions are verified in case of an if-else conditional statement. 4. Unit testing. A unit test is a method of testing unit that is the smallest piece of the code in a system that can be logically separated. Unit testing ensures that each component performs as intended. There are more to come, it's not the end. Then we have mutation testing. Mutation testing is a type of a testing based on alteration or mutation. Minute modifications are made to the source code to see if the provided test cases can discover bugs in the code. The ideal situation would be for none of the test cases to pass. If the test succeeds, it indicates that there is a mistake in the code. The mutant is said to have survived. If test fails, there was no error in the code and the mutant was eliminated. Our objective is to eliminate all the mutation. 6. Integration testing. Integration testing is performed to check that modules components operates as intended when combined to ensure that modules that perform fine independently do not have difficulties when merged. 7. Penetration testing. White box penetration testing, also known as crystal or oblique box pen testing, provides the tester with complete network and system data, including all network maps and passwords. This saves time and lower the overall cost of an engagement. In software testing, we use the engagement model. An engagement model is a strategy that defines the basic of collaboration between software development company and the client. The focus of an engagement model is on the demands, needs, and interest of the client. It also assure flexibility, responsibility, and the level of control. A white box penetration test may be used to simulate a specific attack on a given system by employing as many attack paths as feasible. 8. Testing based on memory perspective. The size of the code could increase due to following factors. There is no code reuse. Consider the following scenario. We have 4 different blocks of code written for the development of a software. And the first 10 lines of each code block are identical. Now, these 10 lines could be written as a function and can be made available to the 4 code blocks listed above. Furthermore, if a defect exists, we may alter a line of code in the function rather than the entire code. If one programmer produces code with a file size up to 250 KB, another programmer may develop equivalent code with different logic with a file size up to 100 KB. Then 9, we have test performance of the program. An application might be slow due to a number of factors, and it is not possible to developer or tester to go through each line of code, detect a bug and verify it. Tools like Rational Quantify are used to come over this issue. There are some other tools as well available in the industry for the same purpose, such as WebLoad, LoadNinja, LoadView. White box testing tools. There are plenty of tools available to perform white box testing. Some of the common white box testing tools used are Veracode, RC Unit, CFix, Google Test, EMA, and NUnit. and NUnit. Now let's see advantages of white box testing. Optimization of the code by revelation of hidden faults. Transparency of the internal code structure that helps to derive the type of input data needed to adequately test an application. This incorporates all the conceivable code paths, enabling a software engineering teams to carry out comprehensive application testing. Now let's see disadvantages. Disadvantages of white box testing. A complicated and expensive process that involves the skill of an experienced professional, programming ability, and knowledge of the underlying code structure. A new test script is needed when the execution changes too frequently. Detailed testing with the white box testing approach is significantly more demanding if the application covers many different areas. So these are the advantages and disadvantages. Let's see the conclusion of this video. White box testing is a helpful way to simulate the action of a testers who have complete knowledge of the internal operations of the target system. It gives the tester complete access to the internal information of the program. Thus, as many structural loopholes as possible may be identified. So this was the all about the white box testing. We see main topics of white box testing in this video. Every main topic we see on this video we will discuss about in our next video in detail, and we also see practically that how testing are performed in software industry, and we're gonna learn more about like black box testing and gray box testing also. So this was the video. If you like this video, press the thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel, consider to subscribe the channel to get next video of this playlist. Be safe, be good, peace.